Wes, welcome.
Good afternoon.
How are you? Is it afternoon?
I believe so. It's tough to know with this corona lockdown and days and nights are the same.
These are the days of our lives, right? It's just,
Monday is Tuesday.
I really don't know.
It's
what's
Wednesday.
going on.
It's Thursday. They're all the same.
I honestly don't know what day is it. I kind of, especially, the only reason I know is, without sounding a bit bougie, the nanny's day off.
This guy's very bougie.
the nanny's day off is on Friday, so I have to get up with the twins on Friday morning.
Yeah.
So whenever my wife's like, "Oh, tomorrow's Friday," so then I know.
What you're saying
is
is
come out already.
When you got to look after your kids.
Yeah, right. When I have to be
know.
a responsible adult and actually do something in my life, is when I have to actually.
It's tough, man. It's tough. Like it is tough to look after your kids one day a week.
You know what?
No, I'm gonna joke.
No.
I know you're a good dad.
Let me get into the subject. Forget about being a good dad or not, right? So, and this is for all the one parent kids, kid parents that are out there. Don't talk to me about kids until you have twins, and until you have boys, and until one of them is exactly the same with me, who's probably a liability to society. And has a lot of issues.
Yeah, I mean, I'm talking from no experience. So
yeah, having two at the same time is the worst. It's the best,
and the worst,
and the worst.
The gift and the curse.
Because it's not a case of with one, you know that he's going to stab himself when he gets the scissors.
Yeah.
With the other one, when there's two,
he could be going anywhere.
They're stabbing each other. Yeah. They're stabbing the couch. One's gone left, one's gone right. You choose which one you like more. You go save his life. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? So you have to kind of prioritize over both kids. But yeah, you're not thinking about having kids?
Nah. I've seen you. I can see the stress in your eyes.
Dude, I wouldn't trade it for the world. To be fair, I wouldn't trade maybe for £1 million. I might think about doing it.
Exactly.
No, I wouldn't. It's not like, I honestly believe that, life doesn't start until you start a life. And I say that one, because it's true, and two, because it makes me sound a bit more well-read.
Yeah, bit deeper.
It's a bit poetic, isn't it?
A bit deeper than gym, tan, laundry.
Yeah, right? So, no, it doesn't. Because, and especially as you get old and stuff, you can want someone else to, they pass the time. Because at the end of the day, we're literally just waking up every day waiting to die. So,
we need to get onto the death.
Yeah, we'll get onto that later.
We'll close with that
But kind of like, it gives you something else to look forward to other than your life. Because I mean, look, unless something dramatic happens, you could be living a good life, but it's not going to change much as you get to our age.
No, I hear you. But for me, I think I'm just too, I don't want to say selfish.
Okay.
But yeah, selfish.
But I mean, because you're Jamaican, so you're kind of going right against the grain with not wanting to get kids. Because
I've got uncles with 10, 12
stereotypes
children.
would say that you'd have about 25.
He's got enough kids for all of us.
Well, that's like my brother. My brother's kind of, his philosophy is, why should I have kids? I can come and play with yours.
That's true.
And then when I'm bored, I just say, all right, bye, and I
I'll see
leave.
you later. Yeah, that was true. I mean, I respect people for doing it if it's like well planned, you're good parents, everything else. But it's just...
Yeah, I don't understand people who plan for kids and then don't want them.
Yeah.
And it's like, well, what did you expect was going to happen?
This is it. It's not what I expected, but
do you know what I mean?
It's not easy to raise kids.
It's not easy.
You've got to sacrifice a lot.
Yeah.
And they're with you for life, forever they're with you.
Yeah, but then so's your wife. So you're always going to have someone with you there, right? You're never going to get any peace time for yourself anymore.
Yeah, but...
Wait, why do your arms look so big, dude? Wait, let me just arrange the camera. Which camera is it? Camera is 3?
I'm not even flexing. I'm not
flexing.
You're the one going to the gym.
I don't know what you're talking about. I'm not flexing.
To gyms anymore.
It's lacerations and striations.
After this,
I got a bit of a cramp. I got a bit of cramp in my chest because I haven't flexed for so long that my muscles haven't needed to work in any possible way.
You want to try to get a bit more salt and magnesium in there, mate? It might reduce the cramps.
I don't know what's going on, mate. You get to our age and things just start breaking.
That is true.
And then
true.
It's like, it's not getting any better.
It's true. I wake up and I got to wake up and I just think, what hurts now? Is it the knees? Is it the back? Is it one of my elbow's been hurting for about 2 months?
Yeah, but you've got to remember, as much as it hurts me to say this, you're a bit of a big dude. You have a lot of muscle on you, so obviously, thanks. Like your poor little joints and ligaments and stuff are stressed out. Where with me, it's more of a a fluid muscle, you know. So basically, like when you come from more of an orky type of heritage.
Oh, an orky now.
Yeah, you're more of a hawk. So, and I'm more of a like. So basically, I'll tell you the story, the legend how it happened when I was born. So my dad was sunbathing, and he had his legs slightly open, pointing upwards. And then when Zeus threw the lightning bolt into his balls, obviously that must have gelled with my genetics to give me more of a smoother kind of Greek god-like muscle.
Smooth to me conveys kind of like a soft, watery, blancmange jelly type consistency.
Yeah, but everybody likes jelly. It's a bit of creme caramel, isn't it? Not everyone wants to eat haggis all the time, you know?
Yeah, but so haggis makes you tough, strong. You know?
But
not that I've ever had haggis, because haggis is what, sheep's stomach?
Haggis is
sheep's stomach, right?
Sheep's stomach with some other animals inside it and all that stuff.
I can't do things like that. Black pudding.
Yeah.
No.
What's that? Buffalo balls.
You know what? I've tried. I was in Kenya, and we went to a meat place. Me and Nina went to a meat place where they sold you all different kinds of meat. Right? So you had
you don't know what it is.
They told you. They told you. It wasn't like a surprise. It was. They had normal things like, I don't know, beef, chicken. Then they went on to like things like rabbit, goat, and then one of the ones was ox's balls.
Okay, you loved that, didn't you? Lapped it up, right?
I'm gonna lie.
Not because you're homo oxo, but more so because you knew that of the power it would give you.
This is it. Think of that testosterone. Think how big an ox is.
Yeah, but it's also vegetarian, right?
Yeah, but
just like gorillas.
Just like gorillas. Yeah. Well, the gorillas don't.
Shout out to all the vegans out there who are. I mean, I'm not vegan. I tried it for a bit, and then I realized that there's more to life than not enjoying life.
This is it. Are we going on to veganism now?
No, we're not, because I think that's a long subject. I think we'll put vegans with the flat Earth conversation.
Okay, yeah.
Like all the other myths that are going on. But let's talk more about, Jamaica, and how you're kind of like going against the grain and going the opposite. Because I remember we raced once, and it was on a beach, and we had parachutes attached to us. No, come on. And I left you literally in particles of sand. So that means that you've also taken this against the grain thing to make it to also be slow. Not like Uncle Hussein, who's pretty fast. And if you look at Hussein, it's actually Hussein, and he's got an Arab name, which also adds to his speed. Yeah.
I'm not having
Hussein Bolt.
I'm not having any of that.
Well, I do have video evidence.
So do I. I have the same video.
Exactly, of me beating
you.
No.
Which
is weird, because they always say don't judge a book by its cover. But I think I'm more of a in-depth encyclopedia. Like kind of like the Britannica collection.
Britannica,
right?
Yeah.
So there's
all
loads.
Like 20 of them or whatever.
So if you start judging me by my cover, you're still going to be looking at the bound leather while I'm flying down the beach and leaving you in the background.
Of course.
That was in Zanzibar.
It was in Zanzibar, but that was before we get onto that, your legs are too short to be quicker than me.
No, but see, again, it's not about the size of the legs. It's about like
the speed of rotation,
right? It's the speed of rotation. So what happens is when I start running, just like Forrest Gump, like you wouldn't believe it if I told you, but I can run like the wind blows. When I start running, if you look closely, more so when I shave my legs, because you can actually see straight into the muscles. Little kind of sparks kind of shoot down my leg. Yeah. It kind of looks like I'm pissing myself, but I'm not. It's the electricity sparks that are making me go faster.
That's the excuse.
Like, kind of like the Flash. But I don't actually flash because
you get locked up for flashing.
And also because I don't really want to draw too much attention to my speed.
It's true.
I like to keep it as a kind of like internal thing. So because obviously I'm Lebanese. I've never been to Lebanon, but what I do, and I know now, as soon as I've said I've never been to Lebanon, about 50 shotguns just shot in the air, and there's people who are trying to kill me now for not being patriotic and stuff. But running was originally invented by Lebanese, right?
Please expand.
What you find is like most things in life, were invented by the Lebanese.
By the Lebanese specifically.
Specifically the Lebanese. Like name me something, anything that you want that's amazing in life.
Something that's amazing in life,
or anything that's hard, that's difficult.
I'm gonna go simple. Let's go telephones.
Lebanese.
You can't just say Lebanese. I need evidence.
Huh?
I need evidence. Okay.
Macrozoni. He was an Italian Lebanese person who lived in.
the combustion engine.
Right.
Lebanese, right?
Think about it.
I'm thinking.
Lebanese have a dish called kousa.
Okay.
Okay, and if you break down the word combustion,
Yeah.
kousa.
Yeah, I can see it.
Can
I
you
can
see?
see it. Yeah, I can see it.
So
I can see
it
it.
comes back to it. It all
I
does
can
come
see
back to it.
Yeah.
But I mean, a lot of good things have come from Jamaica. Got Bob Marley,
Yeah.
John Candy.
John.
Well, he helped with the,
he
with the national anthem, and
he did help
people
with.
say, but they cannot believe Jamaica. We have a bobsled team.
yeah.
See?
I know. We all know the words.
Yes, that's Jamaican.
I'm not claiming John Candy as Jamaican though.
Why?
Is he? He's dead now, right? Rest in
so.
peace.
Yeah. Rest in peace. I think so. Jimmy Cliff.
Yeah, many rivers to cross.
Many rivers.
Many rivers
We're gonna have to edit this in the audio later to make it sound like I know how to
just
sing.
make it kind of like more
Jimmy
like
Cliff
a
is.
folk type thing.
Jimmy
But
Cliff
yeah,
is
no, you've
sick.
got reggae music that has touched everybody, everywhere. There's
You got a lot of Jamaicans that have touched everybody everywhere as well. To be fair, so kind of goes hand in hand, doesn't it? Literally.
there's a reputation there for sure.
Yeah, I mean, you
but
find that there's a lot of like obviously you have you have America and the old Motown and all that stuff, but there's a lot of soul in Jamaican music, in one angle of Jamaican music, because then there's also the super hype.
Yeah,
I'm
like
gonna
the
crash my car
dancehall,
into your house.
bashment,
Yeah,
dagga
kind
dagga
of
type
thing. Yeah,
stuff. Yeah.
like some of the dancers in that will leave you speechless
Well, yeah.
as a human being. Because I remember the first time I watched. Is it called Daggering or?
Yeah. There is a
Well,
move called daggering.
Well, the first time I watched it, so somebody just happened to put it on, and I see this poor little white girl with her legs pointed in the air,
yeah.
and this skinny little black dude who climbed up the building,
Jumping, and then dives
into the scaffolding, and literally like Iron Manned her straight through there with no regard for her life or safety whatsoever.
She was loving it.
I mean, to be fair, part of me was really into it. It's like watching bum fights, but I was just amazed, and I was like, this is a thing, dude.
Yeah, I mean, I've never experienced it, done it, seen it live, but I was like you. I was.
But again, it goes with the whole energy thing. I think that the island people have a different kind of energy than city people. Do you know what I mean? They're a lot more free. They have a lot more energy. They have a lot more weed, which gives them a lot more things to think about doing.
Yeah, no, it's true. It's true. I mean, like you, you're an honorary Lebanese.
Yeah.
I'm an honorary Jamaican because I've
Never been either, right?
Which is disgusting for both of us. It's disgusting never to have been where we are from. But
I mean, I say that. I mean, one of the reasons. Okay, a few reasons I haven't been to Lebanon. One time is never been, there's never been a correct time where
that's a poor
for me to go. No, because I'd rather go to Zanzibar.
I was going to say, right? You've been on holiday.
Yeah. Two, I've never been, and I've got a lot of family there, so I can't imagine me getting there with them finding out and me spending any time doing anything I want to do, as opposed to come and see her, come and see him, let's go see them, let's go see them. Then I have to have the awkward conversations with family I've never met in my life, telling me stuff that I don't know about. Do you know what I mean? And you're going to marry her? I'm kind of married. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that, I mean, like Jamaicans, Lebanese people are very patriotic.
Yeah.
Like very patriotic. And patriotism is something that I just don't understand.
You struggle with,
I struggle with it a lot because I've traveled a lot.
Yeah.
I have friends and I've lived in so many different countries. And when it boils down to it, I'm a bit of an earth child. I'm a bit kind of like, spiritually inclined.
Born again hippie.
Yeah, you know what I mean? So I don't believe that you should really be patriotism is like football clubs. Do you know what I mean? Like, somebody who supports Man United will tell you that Liverpool are shit. When do you know what it takes to even become a footballer and all the and everything they go through to be those athletes? And you're going to sit there and tell me just because you live in an area over there. This is like,
I mean, I understand the supporting sports more than I do patriotism. Yeah, to me, patriotism is strange. Like you see,
it's weird, right?
Like, no offense to the Americans watching this, I find it strange where you get
all offense to all of you Americans watching this.
I find it strange where you guys get up in the morning and recite the national anthem, and everything else, and
then I mean, we're not going to get into this right now, and so maybe we'll do another one of just hating on the world. But the things they celebrate, the country isn't old; it was built on raping and pillaging, to be fair, and you guys are celebrating that, and then you want to go and do it all over the world, and it's
let's not get into that.
But there's also a lot of lovely Americans and
for sure.
and you know, things like that. So I'm not gonna, everyone's allowed an opinion, kind of thing. One thing I want to talk about is your Khraaam.
Bless you.
You know the Khraaam. It's a little bit back there, in between the taint that you digest and your food comes out of. I mean, I don't want to talk about your specific Khraaam, but just something that we had a conversation about the other day. Is washing your ass. And, and here in Dubai, we have, something that's called a shatafa, which is an arse douche, essentially.
Yeah, it's called the bum spray.
The bum spray, which do a shit, spray and clean it,
spray your bum,
and then you give it a wipe. Do you know what I mean?
Spray your bum. Simple.
I don't understand people that shit wipe pull and leave.
This is the thing. So, if you, for example, you got some shit on your hand, what would you do to clean it? Would you just get a tissue
and wipe it? Right?
You wouldn't do that. Surely not.
First of all, I'd look in the mirror and I'd ask myself, what does my life come to that it's so easy for me to get shit on my hand?
Maybe you're just a parent.
Okay.
And you're looking after your kids. You're changing the baby's nappy.
Okay.
Then you got shit on your hands.
Then I'll do what I always do: hold my hand like this, run around the house screaming for help, going
last wretch,
screaming for help until somebody throws me something, and I'll wipe it. But I just don't understand it. And also, why people would say, "Oh well, when you lived in the UK, you were raised there," and no, my mum was Lebanese.
Okay, so you have one installed.
Yeah, we always had that growing up.
I never did growing up.
We always had that, and also, I went to my friend's house who was very wealthy,
of course,
and even them, I used to spend a lot of time there. So they had two toilet bowls next to each other, so they'd have one for shitting and one for pissing.
Wait.
So this is what I'm going to explain to you. Turns out the other one wasn't. Okay. That was a bidet which essentially was a douche to wipe your ass. But I used to always kind of, that's my shedding one and that's my pissing one. And I thought it was fantastic that they had separate ones.
The proper one and pissed in the bidet.
I didn't shit in the bidet. Although, I could have made a mistake. Saying that again, I have another story of when I used to go to the mosque on Saturdays. My parents shipped me out to the Navy or whatever it was, So you'd go to the mosque, you go to Regent's Park Mosque every Saturday and you go to school.
Yeah.
And I remember the first time I saw the hole in the ground. Yeah. Have you seen those toilets where you're supposed to...
I was traveling once, stopped off in Saudi airport.
So basically you're supposed to, same form as a squat,
drop a
feet
douche.
Shoulder widths apart, squat right down 90-degree angle and drop a douche.
Yeah.
But I didn't know what that was and I was pretty young. So I sat in it with my legs pointing up in the air like that. No. Yeah. Until my uncle walked past, because obviously there's no doors and they were just sitting in again, and he went mad. He was like, "What are you doing?" And I was like, "I'm doing a shit."
So your butt was touching my
butt
hole
was there, and my leg, I was pretty flexible there. My feet were by my head pointing upwards. So he drags my feet, pulls me out, and he's like, "You wash your ass," and he's like, "I have to do my wudu again." So so I didn't know about that, but I always grew up in that, and I just remember friends of mine when we used to hang around used to want to play around my house in case they had to do a shit so they could go and use the flush. It was like a thing for the area. Like people used to want to come and do a shit and use the flush. And I'm sure some people just came flushed,
I can fully understand.
Just douche themselves just for the sensation, let alone they didn't even need to go to the toilet.
Well, let's not talk about the sensation just yet. But for me, it was like, I have a thing about shit. I mean, most people hopefully have a thing about shit in a negative way. So I know some people kind of...
Oh, what do you mean by a negative way?
Like some people, they like it.
I love it.
No. I mean,
I don't love it where I'll do finger painting with it.
Exactly.
But the feeling of having a shit.
Oh, yeah.
Of having a shit. Like
Best part of my day. Best part of my day. But in the UK growing up, I never had a bidet or a bum spray or whatever. So for me, every time I went shit, I'm having a shower.
Okay.
Every single time without fail, I'm having a shower.
Even if you're in school? Or
I'm not going shit in school. Are you mad?
Really? See,
are you mad?
This is another thing.
No.
People who can't shit in public, I've never had that. I'll shit anywhere, mate. I'll shit on the table right now if you want me to.
Yeah, but how are you going to wash it up? There's no bum spray here.
We'll deal with that later, but just to prove that I'm ready to shit in any place you want me to.
No.
Like, so if you're in the cinema, you won't go and shit.
Cinema?
Yeah.
No way.
But why?
No way.
But what if you squat over it? You don't have to touch the bowl. or you can do the put the leaves down around.
Listen, I'm not going to lie and say that I've never ever done
Wait,
it in
I'm
public.
talking about cinema in Dubai, which is like an 8-star hotel toilet, which is basically
Again, I wouldn't, not by choice. If I couldn't hold it and I had to go, then I'll go. I'm not going to shit my pants. I'll shit in a public toilet before I shit my pants. Other than that, I'm not going to do it.
Really?
I'm just not going to do it.
You rather use the old house?
I'll go home, lock the door, watch a bit of Netflix.
And because the douche is kind of like a Khraaam spa, right? It's like a nice little day out for the Khraaam. You got a little bit of change of temperature. You can have a warm douche
Khraaam
first.
you keep talking about?
It's your Khraaam.
I've never heard this.
Yeah, Khraaam. It's a Khraaam, bro. It's like khara. The Arabic word for doo-doo is khara.
Okay.
And it comes out to your Khraaam.
So yeah, it's an educational podcast.
And there you go. I mean, I don't know if that's a real word, but I like to think it's very representative of what it is.
Yes.
Yeah. What else?
When you use the bum spray, I'm still on the bum spray. I have a thing about this.
Is this before I turn the music on, or?
Let's assume you're in the zone.
Okay.
You've finished your business. You've done what you're doing.
Okay.
Then what's your process? What do you do? Talk me through it.
Oh, you're talking about front or back?
Front or back?
Well, I don't understand how you
wipe?
can do the front, because I mean, I can just put it on my shoulder and
This
then
is
go under.
yeah, because I've had conversations with others.
Because where are you going to put your?
I'm the
Where are you
same.
going to put Hercules? You're going to have to kind of lean him over your thigh and then go in the small gap, which is about 10 centimeters wide. Just lean forward and spray. And like I spray, but then I wipe as well, because
of course,
to see if there's still something there. And then I'll spray again. Yeah. And then I'll just be like, okay, I'm good to go.
It's the only way to know. Once you put a finger around and spell it, that's the only way to know. No, it's true. It's true.
Like,
this is
I don't understand
the disgusting conversation topic.
Well, look, I think people are tuning in for this kind of education. Like I said, Britannica is like
hard-hitting.
It's hard-hitting stuff, man. Really hard-hitting stuff.
Yeah. I want to ask about wiping as well, but I think that's a step too far.
What, wiping?
Yeah, like, do you wipe crouch down, still stood down, or you stand up and do it?
No, sit down. Because if you stand up, your cheeks kind of close together. It gives you less kind of.
Yeah, but okay, I'll let you into a secret. I stand up.
You stand up.
I stand up, but when I'm standing up, I'm doing like a sumo squat.
Okay, so you have your feet. Okay, so you keep the
Legs
cheeks
are wide,
separate.
yeah, separate.
Okay.
Yeah.
For anyone that says this podcast is shit, it pretty much is all about shit.
We need to become someone else too.
No, I like it. I love it.
I think partly because of flexibility. For me to get to
lean forward. What I like to do is, because I've been doing yoga lately, I like to put a nice little towel on the floor after, and then I lie on my back. And I take 7 deep breaths, and then I get into what's called happy baby, laughing baby.
Okay.
So it's where you put your legs in the air and then you pull your feet to your chest.
Lovely.
So that gives your Khraaam.
This is
it's like
a
points
nice
right to the sunlight, and then you just wipe, right?
And then just chuck it in,
and just hoop dreams after. Go get the flick at the end, right?
Yeah.
Have you been watching that?
The Jordan thing?
Yeah,
no.
The Last Dance.
Not yet. I'm going to. Don't get me wrong.
Very good.
I'm waiting because they're releasing like 2 a week, right?
I think so. Yeah, I've literally.
Yeah, when because basically I know when I start it, I'm gonna want to watch it all back to back. So I can't go 2 and then wait a week. So I'm waiting until it comes out.
Because I think I started maybe 3 weeks in.
Yeah.
Or 2 weeks in. So there was already 4 or 5.
Yeah.
And I literally.
I'll watch it for sure. I mean, I'll be honest. I've never been a massive basketball fan. Like I've never watched it growing up. But I like Michael Jordan.
Yeah, but doesn't. You had Jordans, or you had.
I have.
You have
right
Jordans,
now. Jordans,
or even growing up.
Yeah.
Like I wasn't into it, but I had Patrick Ewing's.
Really?
Purple Patrick Ewing's.
So growing up, I never had those things.
Reebok pumps with the little basketball.
Yeah. I never had those things,
man. Yeah, I had those LA lights and all that stuff. And even like my brother used to get a lot.
Yeah.
And my mom used to get them from America, and he'd be like 8 sizes bigger than me, but I'd still put them on and walk to school with them on. Just huge clown feet stomping around the place, just so I could be wearing, the new LA gear. You remember British Knights?
British Knights, yeah. Jordache.
Yeah, I had all of those. It was amazing. Yeah, I was really looking forward to putting on a new pair. But it didn't. But I mean, you didn't have to be into basketball, but you knew who the Bulls were.
Yeah, for sure.
You knew, and you
Jordan,
had something
Pippen,
like
Rodman.
a hat or a starting jacket or something where it became, and that's basically what this documentary is about. It's about how, the Bulls became a brand.
Yeah.
Globally.
Mm-hmm.
as well. So it's kind of like
Is the main focus Jordan, or is it?
the main focus is Jordan, the secondary is Bulls,
Yeah.
and then it's all the other players around
Yeah,
it.
yeah.
But it's a fantastic documentary.
Yeah, because what I want to see is, I can only imagine his will to be the best.
Yeah, and then that's something that kind of just makes you think, because at that level, not only at that level of being an athlete, but as that level of being a recognized athlete the way he was, there's not much of a life that you get to lead of a personal life.
No. At all,
And
not at all.
you know, I don't like it when friends recognize me in the mall or something, and I have to be like,
How
I
many
have to
times
sit
have
down
you
and
crossed
talk
the
to
street
you,
or whatever?
do you know
Be
what I
like,
mean?
pretend
Like
not to see
imagine
somebody.
where everyone thinks they're entitled to speak to you. Everyone.
Yeah.
When you're eating with your son, or
Nightmare.
in my case, eating with one of your sons while the other one is throwing the food against the wall and then headbutting the wall for no reason whatsoever.
Yeah, everyone's
But
judging you for being a bad parent.
you have nothing that is yours. No time,
No, that's true.
unless it's when you're in the hotel room before a game, and even then they want to come and pre-game interview you and all that stuff.
It's tough.
I mean, that's the main reason why I didn't become an NBA basketball player.
Yeah,
Because I kind of didn't want that for myself. You know,
you've got the physique for it.
I do. Well, what are you talking about? You don't know about Muggsy Bogues? Muggsy Bogues was like 2 feet shorter than me.
Anymore. Muggsy
No,
won't
I
make
think
it anymore.
Muggsy could have made it
Muggsy
now,
won't
man.
make
Come
it
on,
now,
man.
come on.
Muggsy, and who else was short? Who is that? See, this is going to be terrible because we're both English
I don't
people
know.
talking
I
about
don't know
basketball.
anyone.
But there's one guy, white guy, short guy. His name was Nate something.
I don't know. But even nowadays, like Steph Curry, who's one of the shorter guys,
Okay.
he's like my height, 6'2", 6'3".
Well, I'm 6'1". What are you laughing at?
The thing someone can convince themselves is unreal.
What do you mean? I'm 6'1".
Are you?
Yeah.
Okay. Is that with your platforms on?
How tall is 6'1"? 170.
Is it like
right?
186, 185?
Yeah, I'm 5 something. But I mean, I have the composure and the charisma,
The presence of a 6'2" person.
Of a
Yeah,
6 foot.
for sure.
Why did you go wide there instead of up? I don't understand. You're going for
Because
height
I'm
here,
already
we're
up,
going
so
for-
it's just a case of
yeah, nobody
pop
likes
on your
tall
chest.
guy.
Yeah.
Dicks.
Sorry.
What else is
We're talking
What's
about
happening?
Netflix at the moment, right? So we have to talk about Tiger King.
I saw a tiger and
See?
the tiger saw a man. Would you know that wasn't him singing the songs, which kind of broke my heart when I found that out.
I didn't know. That
I was
it's
really
not a massive
invested into that
surprise,
part.
Really, just the singing.
Not into that part of his personality that he did everything. He tried to do
He
everything.
did try and do everything.
So it was like, come on.
Yeah, it's true. You'd have thought someone who is such an egomaniac
Yeah.
and is the best at
Wouldn't have.
everything,
Yeah.
and
Let someone
sing
else.
his own song.
Yeah.
You know?
That's my point.
Yeah, it's true.
Um,
It's true. But I mean, when it comes to Joe
I mean, the guy
Exotic,
was a genius or master manipulator,
he
because
was a G. Like
he was
his-
turning
his
straight
game-
gays guy.
His game is unreal.
Straight guys gay straight away.
Like, not only did he get straight guys to go on a date with him or to sleep with him or whatever, he got these guys to marry
That's what
him.
I'm saying.
And not even one, 2 guys.
That's what I'm saying. So he took
At the same
their Khraaam and their teeth, away from them,
Yeah.
which is insane. But then you got to think
he's
about it like
unreal.
this: young kids who are already
Meth addicts.
tasting the and somebody goes to you, well, here's a bag of meth,
Yeah,
and here's 2 quad bikes,
I mean,
and here's a shotgun,
and some
and
tigers.
here's some tigers that you could play with and take pictures.
Yeah,
And that was before the days of showing off where you could show those tigers on your social media channel
Yeah, and be like, hey, I'm cool.
hey, like, I'm cool. So imagine now you don't need one tiger.
Yeah,
You don't have to give them all the tigers. You just give them one. You'd be like, yeah, take a picture whenever you want. All you got to do is
Yeah.
kind of like, let me khramelaji you.
I mean, you got to use what you got. You know, he had a target market and he went for it.
Yeah,
He went for it.
it's just a crazy situation. Not as crazy as the fact that Carol Baskin got away with killing her husband, which I know for sure.
What do you mean you know for sure?
I have proof.
How do you have proof?
I have proof that Carol Baskin
How?
killed her husband.
What, you got the footage?
No, but I have proof.
Okay.
And I'm not going to tell you what that proof is.
Give it to the FBI.
No, I'm going to
Get her locked up, man.
It's one of those things that if you want Netflix want to let me do a documentary, and if you want to pay me to do a documentary, I have all the proof that you need that Carol Baskin killed her husband, and I will not release that until a lot of money's been put into my account. And if once they do that,
Yeah.
and I do the documentary, and I can't prove that Carol Baskin in fact killed her husband,
Yeah.
I still think it would be a good watch. Because I
Probably.
reckon I've got a couple of friends here who have farms who have tigers and stuff like
That's
that too.
true.
So I could get a couple of animals in there at least.
That's true. Do you know they're making like series of the Tiger King?
Yeah, Nicolas Cage
I
is
saw
going to
that.
be
Yeah,
him.
Nicolas Cage is going to be Charles
Yeah. I kind of like Nicolas Cage because he's got one facial expression that he can use
One
for
emotion, one facial
for
expression.
everything.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
I mean, look, he's not the best actor in the world, but then there's films like Face Off,
Legendary.
which I'm very invested in. Do you know what I mean?
Legendary film.
Like-
I'm Castor Troy.
Yeah, I'm Castor Troy, and then the look on his face.
Yeah.
I'm really heavily invested into Face Off, and you got to remember as well, a lot of movies where people will be like, how, like critically now watching it, people will be like, how can you even say that's a good movie or anything like that? But you got to have to remember how old the people were when they watched this movie. So at the age where I watched Face Off, I was, young and it was amazing.
Like 25
Yeah.
when it just came out.
Right? Like, what's your favorite film of all time?
Of all time. It's weird. I don't really have one main
No, you have
one.
to choose one now. The first one to come to your head, the film that you could have and watch forever again.
Miami Vice.
Miami Vice.
Miami Vice.
That's a series, isn't it?
The movie.
Okay.
The remade, relatively recent one.
I haven't seen it.
Colin Farrell, Jamie Foxx.
Really?
Yeah.
So if you were to be stuck on an
Amazing.
island, that would be the movie that you...
I've seen it so much. You know what? The joke is I went to watch it in the cinema
Hmm.
and I did not like it at all.
Really?
Yeah, but then I was in HMV once.
Yeah.
And, they used to sell DVDs for cheap. So it was like £1 or something. I thought, you know what? Let me just get it.
Yeah.
Bought it. I've watched it maybe 20 times, at least.
Really?
Yeah. Love it. Miami Vice, man,
watch
it's
it.
good.
Okay.
I've got it. I'll let you borrow it, mate.
Yeah, I'll
Let you
borrow it. I'll borrow it.
Yeah.
We say I'll let you borrow it. We're in the day now where you can send it to me on WhatsApp. It's not that I have to come to your house and pick up a DVD.
I'll let you borrow it, yeah.
Oh, that's interesting.
No, it's really good. What's your best film?
Forrest Gump without a shadow of a doubt.
Really? I
Yeah.
don't like Forrest Gump.
Oh, come on, mate.
It's too long.
It's not
about
too
nothing.
long. It's about everything. Forrest Gump, again, Lebanese. He was originally Lebanese, both Tom Hanks and the character he was written on.
Tom Hanks is Lebanese as well.
Yeah. I tell you why I loved Forrest Gump, because
So you can't think of a
reminds me
reason.
a lot of a younger me. Apart from, let's think about Forrest Gump, but a lot quicker on the ball.
Yeah, see,
Yeah.
you know about Forrest
A
Gump.
lot quicker on the ball, but the way that he would do anything and pick up, I was always like that. Any sport that I would try, I'd be like, Jenny, and I'd just pick it up in like 2 days. Do you know what I mean? And I like the fact that he kind of pushed, it was one of those, you can be whatever you want to be movies, but in anything. It wasn't just one specific
I like that aspect of it.
basketball. It's a movie about a
does
kid that becomes a basketball player. It was literally about,
Yeah.
against all the odds, he became
He
everything.
became,
Do you know what I
whatever he
mean?
wanted, and
Yeah.
it was everything.
Lieutenant Dan.
Yeah. But it was
Yeah.
too long. I didn't like it.
Oh, come on. So you're telling me that if I sent you a gift now of Forrest Gump standing on the boat, waving to Lieutenant Dan before he jumps in the water, that wouldn't bring a smile to your
No,
face?
it wouldn't.
Really?
It wouldn't. I've only seen it maybe once, maybe twice at a push. and
Really?
It's not for me.
No, it's for me, I would watch that. And again, like you said, it's very long. So having to watch that movie for life, you can maybe watch it as 3 separate movies
true.
and watch an hour, and then
That's true.
next time watch another hour, and
They're all rubbish hours.
no, they're the best. I won't have you say anything about that. Tom Hanks, mate. Tom Hanks he's a bit of a legend, huh?
Is he survived Corona now? He's all right now,
He's
right?
Lebanese. He's not going
Yeah,
to.
of course, yeah.
It won't stay in the system. It will change into something better.
Tom Hanks.
Come on,
Good
Tom
movies
Hanks.
he's been in. Big.
Really?
He's been in Big. Big was good.
Yeah. You didn't learn that piano song,
I'm struggling after that.
Salter. Big.
After Big, what else has he been that's good?
Saving Private Ryan.
Rubbish.
I've never seen it, but I know
Yeah.
that everyone says it's a good. Everyone says it's a good
I don't
movie.
know. Is Vin Diesel in that? I think he is.
I don't think Vin Diesel should be in anything. But okay, come on, he's been in loads of films.
Such as?
Castaway,
I've not seen it. Any good?
definitely.
Yeah.
Haven't seen all of it. But no.
Yeah,
No.
see?
Okay, what about the airport?
I've seen that.
True story.
I've seen that.
True story.
Long.
Most stories are.
What else has he been in? He's been in nothing. Nothing. Well, he's been in many films, but nothing.
Look, he has been in many films, but my mind can't
yeah, so you
actually
can't think of
pinpoint
any.
what. No, just mainly because I want to go back to the point that I'm much, much faster than you.
Oh, okay, we're back on that. Okay.
Yeah.
Just,
Dude, you're very strong
Thanks.
Maybe I should have said a couple of other things before I went into that sentence that made me look like I wanted to just hold on to your arm.
Thanks.
But you're very strong for your size. Now you're
Is
already
that because I'm small
no,
or because I'm really strong? I don't know.
No, you're already a big dude.
Thanks.
Like, don't get me wrong, not compared to me, but to most people, you're a big dude.
Yeah, to the average
But
guy, obviously.
I think you're way stronger than you should be based on what you look like.
Yeah,
like pound for pound.
I'm not designed to be like a power lifter. Like
You're more athletic.
I'm
more,
an athlete. I'm a sprinter. You know.
You're quite long. And I remember that being
Quite long.
Yeah, not as long. I remember thinking that when I first started hanging out with you and training in the gym and stuff. I just remember saying that I'm lucky that I don't have one of those stupid gym brother egos that I don't have self-control and I see you lifting what you're lifting, so I'm going to hurt myself trying to lift what you're lifting just to keep up. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, so you got to stay in
there was a limit. Yeah, there was times where I was like, yeah, I'm just not going to do that. There is no point for me to do that. But there are people out there like that who they get into this kind of like competition phase with their training partner where they're like, they're going to try and lift without realizing that they're, you know.
I think to a certain extent when you're training with someone, it is a competition. Like people say, oh, you're competing against yourself and it's only you versus you.
Yeah, but see, I totally agree with that. But I take the competition more on aesthetics as opposed to strength.
See that,
So for me, I want to look better than my training partner. I don't care if he can lift 10 times heavier than me, as long as when we take our shirts off on the beach, I look more ripped than him, and my muscle definition is better than him.
See, I want both. I want to be strong, but I also want to look good.
No, what do I need to be strong for?
Fighting tigers.
Yeah, but I don't need to fight tigers because I'm Tiger King. Tigers don't want to fight me. They just want to sit with me and just chill and sing songs.
Yeah,
Sprinkle a little crack on them.
Strong and look good. That's the way to be.
Yeah, okay, but like, again, there's difference in strength because I'm strong and I'm strong for my size as well. But I don't need to be any stronger. I'm still stronger than a normal person my size and my height, but I don't need to be superhuman because, again, I have that Olympus juice inside me from that was, you know, the lightning bolt. I have that Zeus kind of vein. So
yeah, I mean, the thing about being strong is that there's always someone who's stronger. Always.
Yeah, for sure. But there's always someone that's everything. There's always someone that's taller. There's always someone that's shorter. There's always someone that's better looking. There's always, I mean, not than me, but most people. There always is someone that's. Then there's always going to be, even in athletics, even in boxing. There's always going to be some new guy that comes.
Yeah.
And you don't see that little punch that comes out of there that he's mastered by himself because you were too busy being the strongest.
Yeah, but I mean, when it comes to strength training, as I was trying to say, there is always someone who's going to be stronger. So there comes a point where you just think, so for example, I don't do much strength training anymore because there's always going to be someone stronger. I'm not that strong to be competing on a international level. So it's just like, why am I doing it? I'm putting my body through ridiculous amounts of stress, joint. I'm not getting any younger. Yeah. It's a young man's game, you know? Young man's game. It's not for me.
Yeah, it's strange.
I want to be able to walk. When I get to 40, 45, 50.
Yeah, you're going to have a lot of problems, which is why kind of now where, I mean, maybe 4 years ago, 5 years ago, I would be shredded 13 months of the year. Shredded. I do like a giant erection. Just veins everywhere and just shredded. And I was never happy, dude.
Okay.
Never happy. Like I was happy. I was more than happy with the way I looked.
Yeah.
But like energy levels and
day-to-day life.
Day-to-day life and just like keeping that mentality of staying shredded all the time.
Yeah. And
then I kind of moved on to, okay, I got to shoot in 3 months. Or I'll wait 2 months and then I'll shred for the last month and I'll be ready. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? It's a lot. It's a lot to do, which is like, you know how you've competed before on stage and the prep phase of that really, and it takes a lot out of you.
Some people love it,
but even the ones that love it, they internally, they're
not happy.
Yeah, they're not happy. And they're only doing that for a month, which takes me back to the whole Jordan thing.
Oh, yeah.
To be an athlete of that level, you're doing it for 10 years nonstop, which is why Prince Naseem stopped boxing.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Where he was like, I can't be asked anymore, man. Come on, I've been doing this since I was 12.
Yeah.
Like, just let me eat some shawarma now, man.
Yeah, you get a lot of Brazilian footballers like that as well.
Right? They're just
where they come from the favelas.
Yeah,
They'll make it big, but they never really leave, and they're just like, for instance, like Ronaldinho.
Yeah,
He just wanted to party and have fun.
faking passports and just
He's arrested now in Costa Rica.
Yeah, but I don't understand what is that whole thing. They fake. Why would he need to fake?
I don't know. Everyone knows who he is. I don't understand.
I mean, surely at the stage of Ronaldinho, you just need to show your teeth and I'll let you through the border. And
but he got his teeth done though. So
did he?
Yeah.
Should never have done that.
It was his trademark. His calling card.
It just doesn't make sense. I don't think I'd like to be that level of famous.
No.
Like a.
No, I like to. One thing
I'd like to be entertaining. I'd like people to know who I am in an entertaining side. Like for example, this podcast, I would love it to have people who can benefit from it. Like they'll have a laugh, they'll watch it, and they'll like it. But I wouldn't like that kind of Justin Bieber-y.
No. I like the fact that I can walk around and nobody knows who I am.
Right?
Yeah.
Well, not anymore since you came on Jibber Jabber, my friend. Everybody knows. I got 3 followers and they're going to follow the shit out of you. What else do you think that people need to know?
It's a good point. What's else on our list?
I'm not sure.
Let me have a little look-see.
Kind of broken the silence. They're going on your phone and looking on.
Yeah, I know. Sorry, we're going to edit this out, right?
Definitely not. This is a straight shot all the way through, no editing. I just, partly because I want people just to see how we are naturally. Yeah, the realness. And partly because I don't think I know how to edit that bit out and put it back on. I'm not very good on the old computers, so
all right, well,
they're going to pretty much get this.
That's fine. It's raw, uncut.
That's it.
That's how it's supposed to be. What else? Strongman. We're on Strongman. Eddie Hall. Thor Bjornsson.
His name's Thor.
Habthor.
You
know the mountain from Game of Thrones?
Habtor. See?
No, is he Lebanese? Or is he Emirati? I don't know.
His name is Habtor. Habtor is an old area in Lebanon where strong people used to live.
You seen their latest beef?
No, who?
Eddie Hall and Habthor Bjornsson. So they've been beefing for a while. So Eddie Hall is
the one that
I'd say the short fat guy, but he's 6'3".
Okay,
so he's massive.
He has a mohawk.
Okay, from the UK, strongman. Habthor is the mountain from Game of Thrones.
Oh, okay.
Huge guy.
Yeah.
Obviously, both competing world's strongest man.
Yeah.
Eddie Hall won in 2017, I think.
Okay.
And Habthor was basically complaining and saying all the events were just made for Eddie Hall to win.
How?
So just because Eddie Hall, as you described, he's quite fat.
Yeah.
So he's not mobile. So all the events were kind of.
You mean all the challenges?
The challenges were like static lifts rather than running around and carrying shit. So Habthor was complaining and saying it's been made for him to win. Okay. So they've been beefing ever since then. Okay. And then Eddie Hall quit strongman and then did the strongest deadlift. First man to deadlift 500 kilograms.
Why?
just to be the. So, but then once, because basically Eddie Hall is similar to like Jordan in the way that his motivation. No, listen.
Okay.
He said years ago, I'm going to be the world's strongest man. I'm going to do whatever it takes to be the world's strongest man. So he's then training every day, eating every day 10,000, 15,000 calories, going up to 250 kilograms or whatever nonsense he was in terms of weight until he became the world's strongest man. As soon as he did, he quit.
But is he the world's strongest man? Because this is the thing with this.
Well, this is what Habthor was saying.
This is it. Habthor knows. But my thing with a lot of stuff is, basketball.
Yeah.
These kind of sports, there's a certain level of skill involved.
Yeah.
Running, lifting, these kind of things. I'm sure there's guys faster than Usain Bolt out there, but I'm just not into the whole athletics thing. Don't have the training. Don't have the the support. But I know there's a guy that's flying through the streets
in Lebanon,
just running down Beirut really fast. Or strongest man. I know there's guys.
I mean,
out there that are just naturally strong.
I'd say that there are people with potential, yes, but it will take years of training and everything else.
Really?
Yeah.
To deadlift?
To deadlift 500 kilograms.
Yeah, but if you're essentially a strong guy, like I've met some guys in Africa, dude, and like they're lifting stuff. Some of the women in Africa are lifting cars on their head and just going for a walk.
Yeah, but I still think.
And they're not particularly big, but they're just strong.
Yeah. I don't get me wrong. There are naturally strong people, but I still think you can't just rock up to a bar and pull 500 kilograms
Unless you're Lebanese.
unless you're Lebanese. Anyway, what I was
The thing
saying
is, I'm not very patriotic at all, to be honest.
Yeah.
So I don't know why I'm bringing this up.
What I was saying is that the other day Thor deadlifted 501 kilograms. So he's now got the biggest deadlift in the world.
I've never heard of a 1 kilogram plate before.
It's 2 0.5s.
There you go. Okay.
But he did it because obviously Corona and lockdown. He did it in his home gym. They had
So
like
it doesn't-
judges come in.
it's not class.
So people are saying it doesn't count. He's saying it obviously does. Anyway, he pulled it, whatever. And
They had judges there.
they had judges there.
So then
So,
it counts.
yeah, but Eddie Hall is saying.
But who were the judges? His sister
well,
and his wife?
I don't know. This is it. And
Okay.
Eddie Hall was saying, well, it needs to be in competition with the same
With the same bar.
conditions. Same conditions that I had in terms of your lifts. Obviously, you've got to do warm-up lifts.
Okay.
Your lifts aren't scheduled out as per you want them. They're kind of here and there based on everybody else, etc.
Mhm.
So they will be beefing about that. And then after he pulled the 501, apparently there's now a contract for these two guys to have a fight. Because that's how we
When
set
you say fight, you just
that's how we
you
settle
just mean
everything.
look at each other.
No, I mean an actual fight.
An actual
An
fight.
actual fight, yeah.
No.
They've signed the contract and everything, yeah. An actual
Wait,
fight.
but-
I think boxing. I think they're going to train for it, obviously, I hope.
Oh, mate.
This is how people
Really?
settle everything. Yeah, somebody's going to pay for it and people
It'll be
will
more
watch.
fun for them to have wrestling, to be fair, to
Mm.
their sizes.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. I can't believe you didn't know this, mate.
No, I'm not. I mean, I'm not really into the strongman
man
world.
Yeah.
I mean, you'd think I would be because
That's
of
just it.
how impeccably strong I am, but
This is it.
yeah, I'm not really into it.
Okay. I mean, I follow it with one eye.
Mm.
With one eye. But
How are we on time?
we're good. Time is it? 2 o'clock?
Yeah, what time did we start? I don't even remember.
Having too much fun.
Yeah,
We started after 1.
yeah, for
For
sure.
sure. 45? 1:15?
Yeah, good.
Okay, lockdown, Corona. How you coping? Talk to me.
I'm enjoying it. I
Yeah.
mean, the only thing I miss is the beach and pool.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
especially that we're allowed out a little bit now. The 24-hour lockdown was, as you can imagine, I know every song on YouTube for children that could ever be played.
Yeah.
I know how to tell you the Gruffalo story from front to back, back to front. It's
Yeah.
a very good story, the Gruffalo.
Really? I
Have
think
you
I
heard
was
the
read it
Gruffalo?
as a kid.
Yeah, it's a
But-
very, very smart mouse.
Yeah.
Very, very
I
smart
can't remember it. I can't remember it in any
Basically, the premise behind it is that
detail. We don't need to
the
go.
mouse is no, it's very good because this
Trust me,
also
The viewers don't want to know.
no, they do because this is also how a lot of people live life, little
Okay.
sly ways.
Talk to me then.
Because this little mouse basically is walking through the
forest.
the forest,
Yeah.
and he meets a fox or whatever, and the
Yeah,
fox
yeah.
is like, "Come into my house, I'll I'll have a meal with you. And
Yeah.
basically, I'm going to eat you."
Yeah.
And the mouse is like, "No, I'm going to go meet the Gruffalo. He's
Mhm.
big, he's strong, he's got claws, he's got all this
Mhm.
stuff." And then he's like, the fox is like, "Where are you meeting him?" And he tells him, the Gruffalo likes eating foxes. So he's like, "Where are you meeting him?" He's like, "Yeah, right here, mate." So the fox is like, "All right, mate, I got to go. I just remembered I got something." Carries on, he meets an owl, he meets whatever.
Yeah.
And the more he meets them, the more he kind of elaborates on how mean the Gruffalo is and how he likes them.
Okay.
Then he sees the Gruffalo, and he goes like, "Oh, this thing actually exists."
Yeah, I was going to say, the whole time the mouse is telling the story.
Yeah, he's making it up.
Okay, fine.
Then he sees the Gruffalo, it's a big Lebanese dude.
Yeah.
And
Hairy.
and then the Gruffalo's like, "Oh, I'm going to eat you," and he's like, "Oh no, mate, I'm the scariest dude in this forest." And the Gruffalo is like, "What?" And he's like, "No, just walk behind me and I'll show you." So he's walking back through all these animals.
Okay.
They're seeing the Gruffalo behind him,
And then they're all
and
scattering.
they're like, "Oh, I'm all right." They're running away. And then he gets to
Okay.
the end, no more animals, and he tells the Gruffalo, "By the way, I like a bit of gruff, a bit hungry." And the Gruffalo gets scared and runs off. So it's kind of like it's a nice little
Okay.
story to tell, kind of use your initiative and
Yeah. He lied his way
do a
through
little,
life.
do a bit of sly ways, and you'll be all right in the end.
I'm not sure that's the way to teach your kids, though.
Yeah, well, it's
You know.
Gruffalo, isn't it? I think it's a good story.
Oh, my word.
This is one thing that I want to talk about because it's going to start getting morbid now.
There we go.
I think I'd like to know each one of my guests' views on this because, as I've told you before, I have a crazy fascination with death.
Mm-hmm.
Like the thought, the concept, of
Yeah.
what is this shit
Okay.
kind of thing, and I just want to know your views on it and what do you feel like, not necessarily in a religious way or whatever, just are you scared of death? Do you think about death? Is it something you think about? Because I don't think people actually think about it.
No, I don't think about that.
Yeah, why?
I don't. Why? Because I don't know. It just never crossed my mind. As in,
It doesn't scare you,
doesn't scare me.
really.
I mean, if it was close right now, it would scare
Yeah,
me.
but see, this is the
Which is
thing.
it.
This
But
is why it
to me, it's
doesn't
a long
scare
way
you,
away.
and this is why people don't scare, because they think they got time.
I've got time.
You don't know that, dude.
Oh, I
You
got
could
time. I
literally,
got time.
you could literally be using the arse douche with too much pressure. That water goes
Shoots
up too
inside
many
you.
holes. Yeah,
Turns you inside out.
yeah. But yeah, you literally don't know. Like, you could just trip over one of these wires and that's it. So, are you prepared? Would you prepare for it mentally, or are you like, when it happens, it happens?
It's if I knew. So, for example, a friend of mine was seriously ill and has since died. I often think, is it better to know and be able to kind of live out your life, the final days of your life, to know what's happening and what's coming, or to just go? You know, I think I'd prefer to know.
I'd prefer to know.
And then you can do what you want to do.
See,
or as much as what you want to do.
Okay, but this is the thing with knowing. Yeah. I would like to know if it was a year or if it was 6 months. I wouldn't like to know if it was a day.
Oh, no.
Or a week.
No, yeah, I need time to do things.
Not just that, to mentally process it.
Yeah.
It's nuts.
Yeah, I mean...
It's like, imagine in the old days when, you know, gun to your head, those split seconds where you know...
When you gotta go.
What do you do, mate?
I was thinking that I watched a movie the other week called, I think, The Countdown or something like that.
Okay.
Where is it like that? Somebody downloads an app on their phone.
Okay.
And it's just a countdown. And it is anything from, I don't know, 32 years to 32 minutes.
Okay.
And when it counts down, when it gets to 0, you die.
Yeah, that's it.
So it was a case of these people were trying to cheat death and trying to, because some kind of monster would come for them and they were trying to fight it off. But
okay,
I wouldn't want to know. If I can not know.
I mean, look, you say you don't want to know, and you're not going to pray about it. Are you prepared for it? Have you made a will?
No.
Who's going to get all those bobbleheads?
All right, it would just go to my wife.
But it won't. Not in this country.
That's true. It won't. Who would it go to in this country? My family.
Your brother.
I ain't got a brother.
Your dad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's fine. He'll give it to her.
But things change. Things get really shady when people die, and money goes into different hands and stuff. You'd be surprised how things change and people start.
But I'm not sure my dad would want to keep my collection of pop toys and my PS4.
Yeah,
like
but
I feel like.
But there's other things. All your money, all anything you own, it's not yours anymore, mate.
He can have my GP.
Okay, forget about leaving the stuff. What about that? You've never thought of that Thanos moment?
No. Was that a Marvel reference?
Yeah, Thanos.
Yeah, I know Thanos. Does he click his fingers?
Yeah, he clicks his fingers and the whole world disappears.
Really?
Yeah.
I've not seen it.
No way.
No.
Okay.
I've not seen it. Not seen it.
You've never thought about that?
No, but often when I'm on a balcony, I feel like
I want to jump.
Yeah, not I want to jump.
I get it too.
It's different. It's not because Nina always asks me about this. Yeah. It's not the landing part.
Yeah.
It's the free fall kind of like everything before the landing part.
Yeah.
Oh,
have you been skydiving?
No, never.
That's something you need to do.
Skydiving.
You need to lose weight though.
This is it. I'm too big.
Yeah, you have to be less than 100 kg.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's right. Too big.
But yeah, I mean, I've analyzed and thought and researched. Yeah, and
you researched. How have you researched?
Just researched different cultures, their opinions of it, different sciences, different whatever. Okay. Like, it just fascinates me. Just that unfair inevitability that it's inescapable.
It is inescapable.
And no matter how good you are, no matter how cool you think you are, you're insignificant, and there's nothing you can do about anything.
Yeah. You're gonna die.
And it's and everything you ever held dear or thought or whatever is gone.
Yeah.
It's done.
Sad times.
Right? Like, and I've even
how are we gonna pick this back up?
No. But I mean, I've even practiced stuff. Like, sometimes when I'm just walking down the hallway and I do like a reset. I pretend that, like, just to be like, oh, that's how it would be. It would just be like a done. That's it.
Have you ever had like a near-death experience? Because I haven't. I've never had like a.
I've never had a near-death blackout experience. Well, actually, I have had a near-death experience where there was a car bomb put in my uncle's car.
Is this a true story?
Yeah, this was in Cyprus, and he was in the fight.
Yeah.
The fight against I don't want to put signs and all that stuff. But he was quite high in that stuff, and then they put a car bomb in his car, and I was in the car.
Okay.
And they only kind of blew it up after.
Oh,
and
really?
I remember that, because I was trying to share my Hubba Bubba sweets that I got from the shops with everyone that was crying in the room and all that stuff.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's not near death where I kind of like...
Yeah. It's like a final destination.
Hanging off something, yeah. It wasn't one of those...
Where had you stayed in it?
But I just don't think I'm prepared for it. On one side, I'm so spiritually ready for it. And you know, I deal with vibrations and energy moving on and all that stuff. But on the other side, I'm just like, it's unfair, man.
So do you think you live on after in some kind of way, shape or form?
Oh, yeah, for sure.
You reckon?
Yeah. I mean, I do believe in a God. I think life's too intricate and complicated for it to be a fart in the galaxy, and this is what happened. And energy moves on. That's just it's a fact. Energy will always turn into energy. So yeah, I don't know how I feel about. Yeah, we're still going to be walking around in our bodies and stuff, and remember everyone and all that stuff. That's
okay.
You know, it's all up for. Yeah, I mean, even in religions and when they talk about heaven and hell, is it all up for interpretation? Because would we need our bodies? Because we're soul, so our bodies are just here to function on Earth.
They're just vessels, as they say.
To function on Earth. So if heaven isn't on Earth, and it doesn't have the same atmosphere, we wouldn't need lungs, we wouldn't need a heart, we wouldn't need any of these things. So why would we need the body, kind of thing? So, I mean, and that's the thing that fascinates me the most behind it, is that it's unfathomable. To even try and figure it out, you never could, and I find that quite fascinating too.
I don't know. I feel we need to pick up this podcast and take it elsewhere before we get.
So sometimes you can use wet wipes when you're
this is it.
when you're wiping the Khraaam.
That's a good point, actually.
What was the last song you listened to?
Good question. I have all my music on a hard drive, and it broke like maybe 2-3 years ago. Yeah, I know, and I've got like thousands and thousands.
But it's fixable, right? For anyone who's not like us.
I had to get it fixed.
Real guys,
for like
you know what they're doing.
800 dirhams or whatever it was. I wasn't sure about doing it because do I really need it? But I'm so glad I did.
Yeah.
Because now I'm just going through old stuff.
Old stuff.
Yesterday was a pretty ricky day.
Okay. Is your music taste very varied, or is it kind of like very
varied? Like, as in, I can go from my home base is R&B, like 90s R&B, slow jams. Yeah. So if you want to narrow it down further,
bit of Wayne Marshall,
Wayne Marshall for sure. Not many people know. Yeah. Wayne Marshall,
Adina Howard.
Less Adina Howard, more Jodeci, Drew Hill. Yeah. Like Drew Hill is my favorite.
Yeah, band. Drew Hill was my
favorite band for sure. I remember seeing them in, I think it was Bristol. So good.
What, you saw all of them? Or
yeah. Drew Hill. Yeah.
You could see him from the.
I could see him.
He was popping up from the stage.
The stage was raised.
2 foot, so he was probably like eye level to you, right?
Saw them. Saw H-Town as well. They were amazing. Obviously, there was only 2 of them because one of them died long time ago.
Boys to Men.
Don't like them.
Really?
Too much church. There's no bass in their music.
But End of the Road.
No, I mean,
when it came out, don't tell me you weren't singing that.
I mean, obviously you sing it, but you don't necessarily enjoy it.
Well, why would you sing it if you didn't enjoy it? Well, obviously, I don't go around singing Nazi hymns.
It's like Brussels sprouts. You eat them, but you don't enjoy them.
I love Brussels sprouts. I really do. Since I was young,
mayonnaise. It's like mayonnaise.
I love mayonnaise. I've always eaten anything. Like my brothers and sisters used to always pass me, like, even down to like their lemsip. When they were sick and they didn't want to drink, I'd just drink the lemsip because I loved it. That's how, like, my music taste is so mixed because of my brother and sister. Because my brother was into Wham, Guns N' Roses.
How old is your brother?
He's 40 something.
Okay.
Early 40s.
Okay.
So he's into Guns N' Roses, all that stuff. And my sister was into the whole R&B stuff, and then I had the, stuff from my age that was out. So it was always like so mixed.
Yeah, for me, I'm the same. Like, so 90s R&B is my home. That's where I live. But I can go from rap from the 90s to now to like boy bands like NSYNC, Backstreet Boys, all that kind of nonsense.
I never got into NSYNC.
Do you know what?
I'm not gonna lie, Backstreet Boys are mess with Backstreet Boys. Yeah.
They're
like
wicked.
for sure Backstreet Boys. But NSYNC, I felt like they were more to a younger crowd than Backstreet Boys.
I'll take it.
Like
They were
I
good.
don't know. Name me an NSYNC song.
I Want You Back. Bye, bye, bye.
There
There you go. See? You know it.
I
See?
know that, but I don't know any of the lyrics. I could do for you.
Yes.
They want me to do.
I don't know the lyrics when he starts singing it.
Okay, but
Yeah.
you tell me a Backstreet Boys song, and I will give you the music score written in notes with a quaver at the front of it.
Jibber with Jabber.